Deputy Speaker, the Australian Labor Party is morally bankrupt. They are morally bankrupt. The strategy that they have clearly employed is twofold when it comes to older Australians. Number one, they lie. Number two, they tax them. They lie and they tax. Lie and tax, lie and tax, lie and tax. That's Labor's strategy. And I think the two pillars of their strategy go hand in hand, Deputy Speaker, because the trick of the Labor Party is to create crises that don't exist. It's the old look over here strategy, Deputy Speaker, in the hope that you will generate such concern, such anxiety on behalf of elder Australians that their focus will be elsewhere on a problem that does not exist, so that the Labor Party can pick their pocket with higher taxes, And indeed, this is precisely what we are seeing with the Shorten-led opposition. And it is a disgrace, Deputy Speaker. We saw it at last federal election with the Mediscare campaign, which those opposite have laughed every time it's been mentioned in this House because they know it was based on a lie. And I put to them, Deputy Speaker, how many older Australians bought into that lie? How many older Australians with heart problems, with age problems, loneliness, sat in their living rooms and believed Labor's lies? And how many of them felt as though they were under threat? How many people in the seat of Longman up in Queensland are believing the outright lies of the Labor Party about less federal government funding for hospitals? Outright lie. The facts tell the opposite story. How many people, Deputy Speaker, are tuned into this debate? How many older Australians are listening yet again to Labor's lies and being affected by them? And they do so unashamedly, Deputy Speaker. They enter this House and they communicate to the public and they generate fear and anxiety among older Australians based on nothing. Lies and tax, lies and tax. If we do look at the facts, Deputy Speaker, 2010 and 11, $9 million was cut from aged care under the Labor Party. The next year, 2011 and 12, the Labor Party cut $200 million from aged care, and they think it's funny if you hear the laughter from across the House, Deputy Speaker. In 2012 and 13, $135 million was cut, and I do not see the humour in it, Deputy Speaker. If you were going to rip the guts out of aged care and then go on the attack and try to create fear campaigns based on nothing, Deputy Speaker, then you shouldn't be entering this House.
I'll remind the member for Fairfax to direct his remarks through the chair.
I shall indeed, Deputy Speaker. I shall direct my remarks through the chair.
There'll be no interjections, Minister.
And indeed, those lies and those taxes that are the focus of the Labor Party are in direct contrast with the performance of the Turnbull government, where home care packages are up, residential places up, every year funding for aged care up. Since the coalition government was elected, aged care spending has increased by an average of more than 6% each year. That is on average $1 billion of extra support for older Australians each year. More than 1.3 million older Australians are accessing some form of support in the Commonwealth aged care sector. The Turnbull government is providing record aged care funding of $19.8 billion in 2018-19. Did the Labor Party, Deputy Speaker, ever in government provide such funding? The heads opposite are down, Deputy Speaker, because the facts tell the truth. The coalition government respects the dignity and is responding to the needs of older Australians. There is not a crisis. Older Australians need not be suffering anxiety through the fear that the Labor Party are trying to engender. Funding to aged care continues to grow with this government with ongoing investment. And it's for that reason, Deputy Speaker, that I'm very happy to reject their lies
Members' time has
and their
expired.
taxes
The time
and support
for this
the
debate
federal
has
government.
expired. The debate is adjourned and resumption of debate be made an order day for next day of sitting. Clerk.